Every time you step into an airport, you are entering one of the most complex, data-driven environments on Earth. It's a hyper-connected ecosystem where a constant symphony of digital instructions guides aircraft, routes millions of bags, and processes countless passengers. This digital dependency is what makes modern air travel possible. But it's also the system's greatest weakness. Today, we're exploring the digital fortress of airport cybersecurity, dissecting the hidden vulnerabilities that could grind global travel to a halt. To understand the threat, we first need to understand the anatomy of a modern airport. It's a cyber-physical system where the digital and physical worlds are completely intertwined. These systems fall into two broad categories: information technology, or IT, and operational technology, or OT. IT systems are what you typically think of: the business and passenger-facing operations, managing the flow of information for things like booking and flight displays. OT, on the other hand, is the hardware and software that controls the physical world, the industrial control systems that are the airport's beating heart. The problem is, these two worlds, once separate, are now converging, creating a fragile ecosystem where one single breach can cause a cascade of failures. Let's start with the most critical system, air traffic control, or ATC. This is the digital conductor responsible for the safe flow of aircraft in the sky and on the ground. A compromise here is the nightmare scenario. ATC systems rely on technologies like radar, GPS, and communication protocols. Many of these protocols, especially older ones, were built for reliability, not security. Take ADS-B, or Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast. This system allows a plane to broadcast its position to controllers and other aircraft. The problem is, these messages are often unencrypted and unauthenticated. An attacker could potentially spoof these signals, creating phantom aircraft on a controller's screen or making real aircraft vanish. This isn't just theory. In 1997, a hacker shut down phone lines to the control tower at Worcester Airport in Massachusetts for 6 hours. And while not a malicious attack, a computer failure at the Washington, D.C. Air Route Traffic Control Center in 2015 caused a near-total shutdown of airspace, showing just how fragile these critical systems can be. Next, let's talk about the arteries of the airport, the Baggage Handling System, or BHS. This is a marvel of engineering, a massive network of conveyors, scanners, and sorters moving millions of bags. These are classic OT environments, often running on old hardware and software that were never designed with cybersecurity in mind. They use insecure industrial protocols that lack modern authentication. A recent, anonymized incident illustrates the risk perfectly. A remote contractor, whose laptop had been previously infected with malware, logged into an airport's baggage system to perform routine maintenance. The malware spread instantly, shutting down conveyors and causing baggage to pile up, leading to widespread flight delays and cancellations. The threat didn't break down the front door. It walked right in through a trusted but compromised digital side entrance. Then there are the systems you interact with directly: flight information displays, check-in kiosks, and public Wi-Fi. A compromise here might seem less severe, but the reputational and financial damage can be immense. These systems are a goldmine of sensitive data, including your personal information and payment details. They are also prime targets for distributed denial of service, or DDoS attacks, where attackers overwhelm a website or app with traffic, rendering it useless and sowing chaos. A stark example of this happened in September 2025, when a major cyber attack hit Collins Aerospace. Their passenger processing system is used by airports all over the world. The attack crippled check-in and baggage drop systems at major hubs like London Heathrow and Brussels. Staff were forced to revert to manual, paper-based processes, resulting in chaos and hundreds of flight cancellations. This was a brutal lesson in supply chain vulnerability. An attack on a single, shared vendor had a domino effect across multiple countries. Even the physical security systems, CCTV cameras, automated doors, and employee badges are now digital and networked. A digital breach can have very real physical consequences. An attacker who gains control of the access system could theoretically open doors to secure areas like the tarmac or a control tower. And underlying all of this is the human element, often called the weakest link. The insider threat, whether it's a disgruntled employee acting maliciously or a careless one falling for a phishing email, is considered by security professionals to be the single greatest risk. An insider already has privileged access and knows how to bypass security protocols without raising immediate suspicion. So what is the world doing about this? The international aviation community is fighting back with a web of regulations and collaborations. Global bodies like the International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO, are integrating cybersecurity into their global security plans. In Europe, the EASA has mandated that all aviation stakeholders, from airports to airlines, must implement a robust information security management system. And in the US, the FAA is proposing new rules that require aircraft manufacturers to conduct comprehensive security risk assessments from the design phase. It's a philosophy of being secure by design. But regulations aren't enough. The industry is also collaborating. The Aviation Information Sharing and Analysis Center, or AISAC, acts as a hub for the entire community to share threat intelligence. By sharing information about new attacks and vulnerabilities, airports can form a collective defense instead of fighting alone. Defending an airport requires a multi-layered, defense-in-depth strategy. It assumes that breaches will happen and focuses on resilience, the ability to detect, contain, and recover from an attack. On the technology side, this starts with network segmentation. This means dividing the airport's network into smaller, isolated zones. If the public Wi-Fi network is breached, segmentation acts like a digital firewall, preventing the attack from jumping over to critical systems like baggage handling. Another key is adopting a zero-trust architecture. This model operates on the principle of never trust, always verify. It requires strict authentication for every single user and device trying to access any resource, no matter where they are. Continuous monitoring using AI and machine learning helps security teams detect suspicious activity in real time. And of course, all sensitive data must be encrypted, both when it's stored and when it's moving across the network. But technology is only one piece of the puzzle. Airports need robust procedures, like frequently rehearsed incident response plans. This is the playbook for what to do when an attack happens, ensuring that critical operations can be maintained even if it means reverting to manual backups, as we saw in the Collins Aerospace incident. Ultimately, the strongest defense comes down to people. An estimated 85% of aviation cyber professionals see the insider threat as the top risk. This is why building a strong security culture is so critical. It starts with leadership who champion security as a core value. It requires continuous, engaging training for all staff, not just a boring annual presentation, but realistic phishing simulations that build muscle memory. And it means creating a culture where employees feel safe to report suspicious activity without fear of blame. Looking to the horizon, the challenges are only growing. The Internet of Things is flooding airports with millions of new connected devices, from smart sensors on the tarmac to automated ground vehicles. Each one is a potential entry point for an attacker. Artificial intelligence is a double-edged sword. It's a powerful tool for detecting threats, but attackers can also use it to create more sophisticated attacks. Biometrics like facial recognition promise a seamless passenger journey, but they also create a centralized database of highly sensitive information, making it a high-value target. A breach of biometric data is permanent. On the positive side, new technologies like blockchain hold promise. Its decentralized, tamper-proof nature could be used to secure aircraft maintenance logs or even communications between pilots and air traffic control, adding a new layer of trust and integrity. The cybersecurity of our airports is a dynamic, unceasing battle. There is no silver bullet. Defense relies on a holistic strategy combining advanced technology, rigorous regulation, proactive collaboration, and resilient processes. Most importantly, it depends on a vigilant, well-trained workforce. The recent wave of cyber attacks is a wake-up call that the digital and physical worlds are now one and the same. The safety of the skies tomorrow depends entirely on the cybersecurity we build today.